So this is just to answer your question, Mike Piccolo, that you've left a comment on a couple of my videos, but this is to answer your questions. So you asked, were we created to have a relationship with God? I just want to start by saying, whatever I share here, it is never for the purpose of trying to conform anybody to believe in what I believe and hold as my deepest truth. You know, if you've watched my previous videos, I'm sure you're aware by now, I do not see God as a separate entity. God's source energy to me is us. To build our connection to ourself is how I'm going to explain based upon this. I believe that each of us walk around as an embodiment of source energy. We are an extension of source. The reason why we come to exist is because every single life force in existence has one thing, one underlying truth that it's driven to do, and that is grow into something greater, into something more. Every time a life comes about, and you know, this is what I speak about so much, that we cannot avoid contrasts of heaviness coming into play for us as we walk through our life journey. But it is this very thing that we are here to do. We are of purpose just by opening our eyes into this reality, because source, the source of all things, wants to expand and evolve, just as all things. Every time we walk a new life journey, every single one of us, we come into contact with all those conflicting energies, and it transforms us, it shapes us, whether we are aware of it or not. We are shaped and molded with every step we take, with every perception that is unique that we each have of our own. We create a different dynamic taking play that goes and creates something greater upon that. Every interaction creates another shift. We are in constant evolution. We are constantly evolving. We are the universal source energy in motion. We do not even have to be aware of it. Our purpose happens just by us opening our eyes. It happens so naturally, just like the air we breathe, how we do that so naturally and unaware. It is the same thing, how I perceive it to be, that whether somebody's aware of it or not, they add to the source of all things. And this is what has freed me. Some of us will be enlightened to this truth, some of us won't, and that's okay too. I see everybody of purpose. Every single human being, every single living being is of purpose. I do not look at anybody of a lower value, that they have less impact on what they are meant to offer into this world, because it just does not matter when you look at the bigger picture of it all. We are all the embodiment of source, God's source energy in motion, in order for us to add into the greater picture of it all, you know, the bigger picture of what it means to exist in this life. So, you know, it's freed me anyway. My interpretation on how I see things, there is no must for anything. It is what it is. No matter how things unfold, it's exactly how it should unfold. And it all serves its purpose. Whether humanity ceases to exist one day or not does not matter. We will go on. This is my belief. This is to answer this other question as well that you asked on another video of mine about whether, you know, what's the plan for the human family, you know? It does not matter. This is just a vessel. The embodiment of source energy will go on no matter what, whatever it evolves to. But I do believe that completely out of a human's limited way of needing to control and take hold and understand and break down and come to an end point of, you know, with these interpretations to where we will end up, it doesn't matter to me. I just know this. I know that we go on forever. We've always been and we always will be. So it takes away the heaviness of all of it. You surrender to everything. You no longer hold on needing to fight against anyone or anything. You know, you'll just walk through your life so authentically you, and allowing things to unfold as you go. But for me, what I have awakened to is the fact that all I ever need to do in order to be satisfied with my existence here, my life's journey, is to step following my heart, where my heart leads me. No matter if it comes into play something of negativity or if it's the most positive thing I'll experience too. It doesn't matter at the end of it all. As long as I follow my heart, I allow myself to be led by the curiosities that run through me. Just as you ask your questions and are curious to hear another person's perception on things, it's the same, you know, in a way for me. I just go to where I'm curious. I go toward what I'm curious about, and I allow myself to explore those avenues, because I understand that the only thing that ever brought me unsatisfaction in my past was me holding back on that one truth, that where I would deny myself that right to live for what my curiosities were driving me toward. And this world would do that to many. It will conform many to the point that they are so trapped within this need to live up to the measures this world has set before them, that they deny themselves this right to move toward what their heart is calling them to move toward. Call it their higher self, call it, you know, source, God, however you want to interpret it. This is the truth of what we are. We are the embodiment of evolution. We embody endless potential. We are satisfied when we step, because when we step, we are in action, we are in motion. And that's what it comes down to, really, in my opinion. All of it is that we are universal God source energy in motion. So I don't believe that anything is fixed. I don't believe that anything is a means of, oh, you know, like that is the truth and the only truth. I can't see things in this way. Even me, where I'm at with my perceptions right now, they're constantly transforming. I'm always changing and adding and, you know, seeing something so much deeper. It's like, you know, go back a year ago, that person that I was a year ago, I'm different again. We are constantly shedding. Parts of us are constantly dying off, and we are meeting new versions of ourselves with every new perception we form. And to me, this is what it's about. It's about allowing ourselves so freely and openly to grow, to not place judgment on anyone else's path, however they are walking it, however they are meant to bring about their evolution. I still know it adds to my evolution and to each of our evolutions taking place as we speak. It is the source of all things. All of us want to grow and expand into greater. When you come to this realization, nothing else matters. You're free, you know. And this is why I share what I do, because it takes the heaviness away. It takes away that fear of stepping wrong, because we really cannot step wrong. We are always stepping right, because upon every step we develop more of ourselves, a deeper understanding. You know, another pathway will open up for us to keep going. This is it. And even when this body ends, it does not matter. We still keep going and into another experience. And so we just keep evolving. However that connection point will come about, where people will either come to this awareness of the greater source of all they are, the magnitude of the power they carry within them, or, you know, they won't. They will see it from a very limited way of perception, and everything that is so insignificant will be made of significance, and it keeps them living unsatisfied lives. To me, this is where it's freed me. It doesn't mean I don't feel the energies move through me when heaviness comes my way, but I'm never stuck. And that is what I wish to share, because I relate to that place of being stuck in a limited way of existing, but I was always fighting it. I always was looking for more. And I have found that place. I have reached that place of, in the least, understanding that I walk through life in a very receptive state to whatever comes my way. This is the biggest blessing, in my opinion. So yeah, and to hold yourself in a beautiful place and know that you are of purpose. A lot of people see that as arrogance. You know, I trigger a lot of people, and you know, maybe you as well, I'm not sure, but it does not matter to me. The triggering is still a blessing. Triggering happens because we are meant to look at ourselves upon those triggers when we are faced with them. People will do that to us upon encountering certain energies that they embody. It is the depth and understanding of where they've met themselves. If we haven't met ourselves that deeply, we'll either be very curious to go toward that and break it down to understand it, or we will despise it. You know, people can despise it so much that they can't handle being faced with it because it makes them so uncomfortable to see somebody free because they're so caged. So I don't expect people to take me on board at all. I just am me. That is it. Everything I put out, this is the truth of all I am. In each way I interpret. Sometimes I'm softer with my energies when I bring it about. Other times I'm more harsh. Other times I'm more passionate. You know, these energies are what move through us. And I don't ever do anything except express through the energy I am feeling at that time. So some people are triggered by that, and that's okay. I'm so okay with that. So anyway, I hope that answered your question, and I appreciate that you are curious to hear my interpretation. So thank you for being here and tuning in, and to everyone else who takes the time to tune into these videos. You really do help support what I am trying to do here, to share this more open-minded way of seeing the purpose of all we are, and share this freedom that I have found within myself by tapping in to the magnitude of this beautiful essence that is us, that we embody. So I hope you got something out of this. I do, and I hope anyone who's watching can take something out of this too, that adds positivity into your world, and can help shift your perception to being more open and receptive to others' perceptions as well. So anyway, that's for you, Mike. And yeah, until the next video.